Alright, I'm out here in the Z28. It's a nice night, and I turned around this car so I can start working on the steering column. So I'll try to have some light out here. Check out this Wobbly. If you guys can see it. Whoa, horrible. I can even see in there some. It would be really nice if I could access some of those bolts from out here. So this is a little bit different than some other columns I've done because it's got like this lock release part. We'll figure that out when we get in there. Something in here is broken. Not broken, but possibly. But it's usually these 4 bolts. It's 4 bolts. They're way deep in there, and they're all loose right now. Probably maybe some have fallen out, and it just keeps getting worse. And they need Loctite on them, so you don't have to replace them or anything. You just got to get to them, but it's a while before you can get there. You got to have all the correct tools. Sometimes you can skip a couple. So this right here would usually be the cap. This looks like the back part of the cap. So I'm just gonna pop it off with some screwdrivers. So I'm trying to tape here, but multitasking. So hopefully you guys get the idea. If you can't see what I'm doing, I'm just prying off like that. Pry it under that one right there and popped it out. That should just pop out now. All right, this would be like the cap, the horn cap. I believe this goes on the back of it. My horn cap is broken and missing. All right, so you could take the wheel off with these Torx, but that won't help me any. We're gonna go for this. You could come with the correct tool if you just happen to have it, like I do, or you could just use a screwdriver. Usually that's what I do, but right now I have this. This is actually the correct tool. Can you guys believe it? Wow. It's so easy when you got the right tool. All right, that's off now, but you could just pull that off with a screwdriver. In most cases I would, and I have. All right, now we're on to here. I knew I was gonna be wrong with that. All right, I'm back. It's looking like a 13th, 16th. The 7/8 fit on it, but I'm not trying to strip it. But if you were in a jam, or if that's all you had. So, and I got this ratchet, which is just conveniently placed in front of my face. It's not usually the one I use, but it works. So there we go. That was pretty easy, that part. Now we'll get to the fun part, which is pulling this wheel off. You actually want to stick this back on there if you're going to do what I'm going to try to do, so the steering wheel doesn't come fly at you and hit you in the face or something that you don't really need. So what I'm about to try to do is, it might be a little bit of trouble since the steering column is so bad, but I'm just going to try to rock it back and forth. And a lot of times it will come off. You got to use the right type of strength though, like forearm and arm, and brace yourself though. And like I said, you want to put that nut back on there, because you're not trying to have this steering wheel come fly and hit you in the face. It's all bad. I might have to straighten the wheel. Probably don't have the keys on me. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna straighten this wheel too, so when I put it back together, that's another thing. Before you take the wheel off, make the wheel straight. So let me grab the keys. All right, we're back. I'm out here trying to pull on this steering wheel. That's crazy. I can't believe it still ain't come off. This is original. Sometimes they don't come off when they're original. Man, I feel like it's going though. Look, it's got to be at the edge. Where's the screwdriver? It's just on there. It's a tough MF. This is how some of them be though. I really want it. Or just use a steering wheel puller. I come too far now. It's amazing. You see? Oh, imagine if I had just gave up. And I was right there. And there goes that. Imagine that. It's doable. Just don't give up. Alright. Off you go. Keep that in here. Whew, I'm sweating off that. Alright, next one is this little plastic. This little plastic piece comes off. You like pry it off with a little screwdriver. Maybe 2 little screwdrivers. It's hard for me to show this at the same time as I do it. The end is dark in here, but I cannot. All right, you just stick that in there and lift it up, pull it back to see if we can get this one on camera for you guys. There it is. And something on the side might be holding it a little. You just got to get this little lip over so you guys can see. It's got a lip on it. And it clips on. Alright, get that out of here. Next step. There is a little clamp in there, a little C clamp, whatever you want to call it. And then there's a tool for this right here, which is gonna screw on. You could probably rent this somewhere if you didn't have it. I've done this job so many times that I just have this. So it screws on, and then you can tighten this part up. This you tighten up. This screws onto the center. Yeah, taking a long time here, I know. Alright. Then you can start tightening this up. When you tighten this up, that little C-clamp becomes free, loose. You could get in there and get it out with a screwdriver, little screwdriver, maybe 2. It just depends. Usually I think I just kind of get them out the way and it goes flying. This time I'm gonna try, I try to use the right tools when I have them. gonna try to use this right here. You pull on it, and it goes out. It goes, you know, spreads out. But you kind of gotta get a. It's nice to get a screwdriver underneath it while you're doing it. So I'm gonna do that, but you guys can see. But you could also get a screw. You could also. All right. So you want to just. It's hard to tape and do all this at the same time, but once you get it up here like this, you could just use. Usually I use 2 screwdrivers. That's what I did right there to pry it off. I get one side up with a little C-clamp or just some screwdrivers, and then I'll stick a screwdriver underneath it to keep it from going back in the groove, and then I'll just come around here with the other screwdriver and pry it off. And then right here, I'll just pry it back just like I'm doing right here, except I probably have 2 screwdrivers at the same time instead of one hand filming, but there it is. So then it gets like right about there. You still kind of got to pry it around a little bit, but you can just keep on prying it back with the screwdriver if you don't fully C-clamp it off. So there it is. Little spring, you want to be difficult always. Nah, it's not too bad. So there's that. Then once you take this, now I'm gonna release this part, and this part's gonna come back. So to put this back on, I gotta get this tool out here again. So right now we're just gonna loosen it. Try to at least, you know, you wanna. It helps to use both your hands if you can. So this comes off. You see that came off with it. So just keep track of everything, especially like me too, because you know, I've done this a bunch of times, and sometimes I get it perfectly, and then sometimes I have trouble with certain things. So I'm still learning. This is the first. I don't know if this is the first one I've done on a Camaro, but it's been a while. All right, so there's that. Up there you go. There's that. Up there you go. There's that. Up there you go. All right, so there's more parts that come off, but I don't really want to mess with them at the moment. I'm just trying to make sure I haven't messed anything up yet. You know, just put them. This should go right back on before I mess up. I'm gonna just put this back to make sure I know what I'm doing again. Okay. That. There's a spring right there. I'm not sure if I want to mess with that at the moment. This right here is for blinker, and then those 3 are for both blinkers, the whole actuator thing. So then you can see that Torx back there is for the lock. Right here you got the hazard. It needs a Phillips. Remove this little hazard button. This I'm gonna have to unscrew good. It comes right out. I've had those be quite difficult at times. I'm gonna leave that at the moment, just leave it loose. So this comes off, it goes hanging on its own. These 3 come out, and then you gotta pull the blinker, this whole blinker setup back with the wires. And then you gotta take the lock out, and you gotta take this cover off right here, this cover and this cover, and you gotta pull that back. It's kind of difficult because I don't really want to come back. You might, at that point, I might have to take the spring off. I try to not to mess around in here too much because there's like some roller. It's like a bearing. Bushing, bearing, whatever you want to call it. And I messed with those before and then I lost them. They went all over the place. It's just ridiculous. So I try not to mess with that. All right, so let me go grab a Phillips and then I'll get at it. Let's take this off first. All right, I'm gonna get this off. Oh, Phillips always feel like they're gonna strip. This is just a random Phillips I picked up. You know, I'm just using all the tools I have here. All right, just remember that. One goes there. See, so that just drops out the way, and then it's pivoting on a. That whole thing probably got to come out and go dangling off in a second, but we'll get there when we need to. Actually, this arm I think slides out. I don't even want it. I hate having to put it back together, but okay, let's get on this one now. I feel like you can reach a couple of these. There's a couple bolts back there. I feel like you can reach them. But then if you want to go for all four, you got to go like all the way down the column. So when I hit a certain point, I'm going to see what I'm working with. Because I would like to do this as easy as possible, of course. But now that I'm in here, man, this is a cheap ass screwdriver. Don't use stuff like this. Let me get back with my Craftsman. All right, I'm back. I got the Craftsman. Should be out, and it still likes to hang in there. All right, now I should be able to move this. Oh, we forgot about that, didn't we? Yes, we did. Always do. Probably need to get the littler Phillips for this, but maybe not. Let's see. Oh, my hazards went on. And try to be careful with all this. You know, it's a spring and it's a screw, and probably gonna fall into my vent or something, but we'll just leave it there as good as we can. Let's see if we can get these hazards to go off now. Oh, good. Ridiculous. There we go. So there's your hazard switch if anyone wants to see part of it. Won't break it now. All right, I'm not gonna break it. That was up, it goes back. I'm not gonna mess with it. All right, now the fun begins. That is kind of blocking still. I feel like, okay, you guys see that? I got that out of the way. And then it's like this. It's like this is in. See that out of the way. It's in horrible condition. So like most people are like, even if you were gonna practice, I mean, you could fix this one like I'm about to show you. You could fix it. But if you were just, it's already trashed anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you don't even gotta worry about it. Now these wires, I probably got to get under here and take one of these panels off and loosen something to get these wires to pull out, because it's gonna be super tight. But then sometimes, yeah, I'm not trying to break anything, so it really doesn't really want to fit over there. All right, hopefully you guys can see. Oh, it got so bright now, didn't it? All right. Hopefully you guys could see. Oh wait, that's, sorry. I said that Torx was for this at one point. That's incorrect. That's for the cover. There's a couple of Torx for the cover, and then you can see there's a Phillips holding this in, and then you got something, doing something there. I forget at the moment. A lockout or something. Anyway, just take things out and put them back how they came. And pay attention, because there's stuff everywhere. There's like a spring in there. That's the lock right there. I think that's attached to the lock right there. So anyway, and I'll probably have to put the key in. See how that went back in? And then it'll come out. That locks that, and that pin goes in there and it attaches. It's all connected, so just be careful. Practice at pick and pull maybe. All right, so now it looks like I gotta get under here and loosen some stuff to get these wires to be able to back out. Unless, yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna have to do. Let me just give it one little pull, because sometimes they're just really, you gotta get back there and pull them up, you know, like I'm doing right there. You see that? That's why I'm here. You gotta get your hands back there where the wires are. You can't just pull on this thing, you know. You gotta get back there and pull them up. They don't give you much, but they do give you enough to get over this center part, which is what we need to do to get to that Torx. There's 3 Torx we gotta get to. Then once I take those off, this whole part right here will come back. But that also gives me access to leave this right here, which has to come out. Just remember how things go back in, and if not, then videotape it. I feel like that comes out, but don't force anything. But yeah, there it goes. That comes out right like that. That was up. Look, that was up top. Oh, see, that's why I got it. That piece right there is sitting right like this, and that slid right underneath it. And part of that just came off because it's hella old. But I just want to see if I could slide it back in. Yep, okay. All right. That I'm gonna leave, because I don't know. If it comes out, it comes out, but that's what it was looking like. All right. Now I'm gonna get this, key out. Man, I got the big Torx. You might want, I got the big Phillips, but what you might want to do in this situation is get the ratchet. Nope, that one works. If I have to, I will. If I don't, but for those Torx right there, I'm probably gonna have to get the ratchet and the Torx out. So sometimes it helps to do the ratchet on the screw as well. All right, so here's the screw that came out at a keyhole area. This should come out now, but I might have to put the key. It's already in the lock. It's already in the on position. Oh, there it goes. You see it? I turned it to, I think it comes out anywhere, but anyway. I don't want it to be locked, but I kind of do. But then I might have to put the key in to take it out. Yeah. I think you do. Or I just stuck it in place for good. That's how usually I have it. I have it out and then I do something stupid for the YouTube. Anyway, give me a second here and I'll explain whatever I do. All right, I'll put this piece back in. I'll put the key in again. I don't like that. Something looks like it fell out the back right there. Anyway. Something looks like it's in there. I don't know if it is or not. Something looks like it is. We will find out. I guess I will grab a magnet. Hopefully it's just part of the system. Oh man. I don't know what that is. I should don't even touch anything really, is like how I'll say. Does it want to go back in? This part right here always gets me. I mean, a few parts always get me, but that goes in, I think. I might have to come back in the daytime. Something always goes crazy, but there could be broken parts in here. But I'm not feeling what, yeah, see that? I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. That's got somewhere it's supposed to be sitting. Yeah, buddy. That was like that. I'm gonna take this out. Alright. I feel like that thing is giving me problems. I'm gonna leave that right there. There's something in there that's broken. I feel like I'm definitely seeing that. Let me go get my magnet. I feel like there's definitely... Let me see what's up with this screwdriver. That right there, what is that? I don't feel like that's supposed to be sitting there, whatever it is. Watch it be. I don't know what that is. Is it from in there? It might hit there. Well, that's what I'm saying. It is a tricky job. And try not to mess with things if you don't have to. I'm not quite sure what that was doing there, or if it was supposed to be there. I'll have to really analyze it. It might really just be a little plate for sitting there, or they might try to make this one a difficult one for me. Maybe that's supposed to be all the way back there, but it didn't look right. This is why you shouldn't start messing with stuff. Like, just do the job you're doing and do it. But now, we're gonna find out that I did something I shouldn't have done. I feel like that thing's gonna just sit right back there. Anyway, we're taking this thing apart still, so we'll worry about that when we get to it. This one always gives me trouble too. The locking pin. It attaches in there somehow. I think I'm gonna need a set of pliers now to work my key. And then that's gonna pop out. I think once I unlock that, I could pull this out. And I'm gonna go get my Torx for that. And I'll do that. Alright, now let's see. I'm gonna turn this. I'm gonna turn the wheel. I'm gonna turn the lock to the off position. The battery come out. Man, you guys didn't see that art. Check out that part right there. It comes out. That's what locks that thing, that metal piece. I feel like it's given me problems in the past. I mean, I know it has. My caprice doesn't lock right now because I did something wrong. And there's that's the high beams right there. Look, see, you know how you pull it? That's a high beam. When that thing pushes in, it goes and pushes something. And that little plastic thing is behind this little case. And when that comes off, you'll be like, how do you put it back on sometimes? Because I swear it like sticks to the side with grease. I mean, it probably doesn't, but that's what in my mind, it's like stuck to the side in grease. And if you don't put it back correctly, you're gonna have problems. All right. So we can't see any of these bolts yet. I gotta take this piece off. It'd be nice if I could. If I could have seen any of them from the outside, I would have probably just tightened whatever I could and kept it moving. We want that thing back up tight like that, and that's what it's gonna be in about 30 or 40 more minutes. All right. So let me go get my Torx ratchet, because I know I'm gonna be glad I got it. I'll be back. All right. This is a T30, and there's 3 of them. And see what happens next. The worst I can do is tighten the column and put it back together and have mostly nothing working, but have a sturdy column. A trade I might make, but I'll try to get everything working. So that is my intention here. I would like to do a video of how to do something and show you how to do it correctly. But I've done a few of these before. It could be tricky. You know, you come across broken pieces, or you break stuff, or you just don't know where it goes, or it just is like stuff goes flying and you're like, man, where did it go? That has happened. See, like that. On some first timer stuff, like if that fell off and you like weren't paying attention to where it was coming from. See, now I should have took that off right away. But stuff likes to stick on, and I like to leave it if I can. If it's happy being where it is and it'll deal with what I'm trying to do, then it can stay. But if it's messing around in my way, it's got to go. Main objective here is we are going to tighten this column so that this wheel, I mean, I don't think the wheel will fall off. It definitely wouldn't. There's too much stuff there, but it could get loose. It could get bad enough to where it cuts the. Yeah, and then, you know, it's nice to have a magnet. Of course, you know, I don't have one on me at the moment. But, yep. That's how you do it. Grab the magnet and maybe disconnect the battery. But I just connected that battery. I'm not disconnecting that battery. Probably will. Alright, where's the magnet? That is the weakest magnet ever. That one. This one is pretty good. As you can see, that one is trash. Alright, magnet. And the horn works. You saw it. We might see it again. There's one. I'm gonna just throw these down here. That one wants to be stuck in there still. That one's gonna go. And it's just a matter of finding the tools. And I know it's here because I just used it, but this is a job that requires a number of tools and a little bit of patience. But this is a job you can do on cars that's free. Just to take your time. But I can't lie, if you can't do this, I would just take this to the pick and pull locksmiths. They'll probably do this for you for like 50 bucks or 100 bucks. You know, they know how to do it because they've done it a million times as well. That comes off just like that. You saw that? slide it off. Well, this thing's coming forward now. But let's take a look in here before I do anything stupid. I'm telling you, that high beam one in my past has been I think the first one I did these on was like a Firebird. And I was not having any high beams when I came back. Look at that. It sits on that little plastic piece, right? But it's all grease holding it on. You gotta grease it in there. You grease it in there and then you just stick it back together, and then the thing just hits it, it traps it in there. So that's one of them crazy designs right there. It works, but like that in my past I was like, what do I do? I'll just stick it in here or something. I'm not gonna try to mess with any of these rods or levers. In here is, you know, where they break a column. You pull up on these right here, you get a car running. Oh, dang, I forgot. This does require more tools. Oh, that's gonna be fun to get around right there. Oh, good, that's good. I'm glad that gets out of the way. There's these pins right here that gotta pop out. There's a special tool for that too. I forgot all about those. All right, so I might take a break in a second because I've been doing this for like an hour. It's getting kind of near break time. I might still have to get under there and loosen stuff, because when you go this deep, let me take, I'm taking this off just for safety measures so it doesn't go flying. I think this whole thing just comes off. And watch out for all these things. You just want to be careful with all this. But let's see, are we almost getting a shot? We're deep in there, but we're nowhere. We're almost near them bolts, but not there yet. I think this arm gotta come. This whole thing will come off. This whole thing right here will come off. I think it's got the wiring distance to make it, but I have to get under there. I think I gotta get under here, disconnect these wires where they're connected up. They're ignition wires, I believe. And then, so I just gotta, at that connection, I gotta disconnect it and give it a couple inches. Then I can pull this whole thing. And then I can pull this whole thing, because I gotta get this back. I gotta get that back over. And the car is on right now too. It shouldn't be. All right, let me I think right there is turning it on. Anyway, let me take that off. And let me get up under here and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. And I'll take this off now. This little cover under here, I'm using a 7mm. I believe that's what it is. It's working. Yep. It's like the cheapest 7mm. I actually found it in Pick and Pull. So I don't know if you guys can see, it doesn't really matter. This cover's got a few 7mm holding it in if you still have it. And then after that, over here. Then after that, we'll see what else is holding it. I might have to drop down this column. I might have to take this other plastic piece off that I'm looking at right now. We'll just get this one. should be all that's holding it. It's just kind of wait. I wanted the back there. There's a bolt holding this one on back here, but I think the whole thing is spinning. And I don't even think it's connected. It looks like it's broken. It sure is. That doesn't seem to be doing anything. I think the whole thing's coming out. So there that goes. An interesting bolt. I don't know if that's stock. This is like jammed in there, huh? I'm not trying to break anything. That's just is that clutch pedal? It's just a weird fit. Comes in there, slides in there sideways. Alright, let's get that out of here. Now let's look under here. Oh yeah, I also disconnected the battery. So I might have to drop the column down, or I think I'm gonna have to drop. Can't really tell. This piece right here, I think it's right there. There's a bunch of zip tied wires. I might have to unzip tie. I know that's not usually what I do. I'm gonna have to unzip tie that probably. I think I gotta take the column down. Wait, maybe not take the I think I got to unzip tie that. Then I think I got to disconnect. It does get difficult. I can't remember if dropping the column helps at all. I think maybe it does. But maybe I have to take those out. Alright, let me mess around. I'm gonna take this out. This plastic piece right here I'm gonna take out. And that's it. Looks to be two more 7mm. Probably should be. Oh, there's another one. 4 of them. I'm missing one. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, I took the zip ties off. Now you can see I'm pulling up here. Those are the wires. I'm pulling on that. So that I gotta disconnect this. I should probably get my gloves before I cut myself. Or a screwdriver. I gotta disconnect this right here. And then I can turn this to the side. That plug I can turn to the side, and then all the wires will be straight up. And then they'll give me enough room to pull out every screwdriver is a Phillips when I need a flathead. Let's see if we can get this. There that goes. I might want to drop the column down here because it's easy and then it gives you room to work with. But what I'm trying to do now is get this. This is like, this has slide on. There's not enough room right here. I mean, there is if you maneuver stuff, but I probably should just drop this column down. I'll try to maneuver stuff out of the way. Like this right here. I forget how that. I can't see how it goes in. There's like no room. And my hat, yep, a million times. My hat comes off. And I'm also, alright, let me see. There you go, just pull it out. It slides in, but I don't know if you guys can see. I'm trying to do a lot at once. I got it out, but that's how it goes back in. That goes in and then that slides in. I'm not gonna do it right now. All right, I got it out. So that's what the objective is. Now I could turn it to the side. All right, I could turn it to the side and I could pull this. It'll just give me extra what I needed to get there. Yep, I know, it's a lot. So just be careful with that back there. That's like your ignition. You don't want to pull it too much and damage it. All right. Now, I think you can see one. There's one. It's a reverse Torx too. It's an E8, if I'm not mistaken. And then that's the one you could get to. I don't think you could get to that second one. You maybe could. You maybe could. That's the only. That one's even hard to get access to, but you can see how loose it is. So there's 4 of them, if my memory is correct. 1 and 2, and then there's a couple of them that you can't see. And let me make sure I didn't lose a spring up here. I'm gonna try to leave this. I'm gonna try to leave everything connected if I can. I forget if I can or not. The next step right here is there's a tool to remove that. You screw it in and then it pulls out. And it's somewhere in my Caprice. I gotta go find it. That is holding this cover on right here. So you probably could get to one right here. I mean, you could get to one right here and that will help it some, but I bet you can see that one's loose in there. And there's one up through there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's in there. You can maybe gain access from removing this and this. I'm not a big fan of this one right here. A lot of times I've removed this and it's giving me trouble. But yeah, I think we gotta keep going here. There's another piece that's on here. There's like a cover and there's some bearings. But anyway, there's one that's lightweight accessible right there. If you just were like, I don't want to do anymore, you could get on that one probably, but it's hard to come all this way. And then I think you might be able to see the other one up top in there above that orange part. Actually I can't tell if that's it or not. Once you take this cover off, you might not be able to get to all 4. I can't remember. It might only be 3 of them. All right, so just be careful, you know, take a look at everything, make sure you remember how stuff goes, because you might have to look back at this. And that, it all gets, it could get very tricky really quick. All right, let me go grab some more tools. All right, I look close right here at this part. I took some pictures of it. Now I'm about to take this off. This 1/4 quarter. I'm gonna try to remember where all this stuff came from. If not, I have the video. This part is tricky. I think this might go flying. I'm gonna hold this pin. I forget. I'd rather not take it off if I don't have to. I might have to take that off. I might have to take it out. I kind of like how they're living together right now. I don't really want to mess with them. I'm just gonna keep my eye on that. But it might have to come off because this, I just can't remember. This kind of slides off. We'll get jammed up there in a second, I'm sure. I'm gonna have to go find the tool to get that off. And also I gotta take this off. There's like a spring behind there, but that's like a tension on this. I don't really want to mess with that yet. Or do I forget? I think I take this off first and then I go take these pinion shafts out. So let's just do this right here. Screwdriver, not that screwdriver. Screwdriver, flathead, push it in, turn it to, that wants to be difficult. Let's see. I think I need a bigger flathead here. Oh, there it goes. If I did it wrong, yeah, I'll just put the spring back in. I think that provides the springiness of things there. And probably this stuff right here is gonna all come apart because it's latched around. Actually, yeah, it probably all come apart, but let me go get these pinion shaft removal tool. That, I feel like I don't really like how that's all up in the way. That is not helpful. Sorry, you guys. I guess I could hold it down. I'm gonna have to hold it down. We'll see. All right, I'm gonna do this one first. This is the tool right here. You screw it on, and then it gets tight. And then 13 millimeter. It'll put this piece against it, and it'll pop out this it'll pop it out slowly but surely. Actually, pretty fast. This side on this steering column has this key thing in the way. I guess I could have got a 13 millimeter. I should have got a 13 millimeter socket over here instead. Let's see, do I got one? Will it even fit over it? I swear I have like every tool in here right now. I don't know where 13 millimeter. Oh, I was using it earlier. All right, let's just keep going here with this. Tighten. I want to hit my gauges here. Hopefully you guys can see what's going on. Sometimes I'm probably working on the car and I'm holding the camera and I'm aiming the camera at what I'm doing, but sometimes it'll be a little off. Stop. But this is a cool little tool right here. This is like the Pinion shaft removal tool. I've showed it in some other videos before. You can make your own, but the ones that people were making, I don't know, it seemed like a little bit more effort than I was willing to put in. So you see how that just came out nice and easy. And don't lose it. Don't lose it. I'm pretty sure they're interchangeable from side to side. Alright. So there you guys saw that. Now let's do it again. Straight from the... You get to see the whole thing this time. This piece right here has a Allen wrench. You could tighten it like that, but you really don't even need to tighten it. I mean, you might for some applications, but I just get it in there. I mean, maybe I should put it in all the way, but I think it's good. So about there is fine. I mean, you just tighten that part up. Let me get this out of the way right here for a second. So yeah, you could fit a socket over it. I should, because it would come right off. But here it is, just like this. Yep, could have came right off. But you can see how it works, maybe. I don't know. I can almost spin it around there. Wonder if I can start spinning. Nope. It's still, this thing, like, it's locked in there, that pinion. It's not easy. It wouldn't be easy to get it out. This is like right tool for the right job. Then it's like, oh wow, that was so easy. There it goes, start. Alright, so there it is. I don't think, I think you just hit it back in. It's been a while. We'll get there when we get there. So now this whole shaft, this outer part, this stuff right here might come loose. It's been a while. I mean, anything's liable to happen. There's this stuff right here on the front I might have to take off. But let me try to just, I got light, but I'm being blinded. Yeah, that didn't help. Oh yeah, hold on. I think that's what I was doing last time, is I was putting, did I put this back in? I forget if this helps you pull it towards you. I can't remember if there's a whole unit or not, or just this piece that goes over it. It's been a while, but we're about to find out. Maybe I was even putting something in the shaft on the side. I can't remember. I feel like it just comes loose, but I mean, I feel like that already moved some. I may have to disconnect all this. I'd rather leave it if I could.
Uh-oh, you're doing that stuff, huh?
Oh yeah, fun time. Oh yeah.
What are you doing in the daytime?
I don't know. Just it was that time. All right, I'm gonna disconnect that. There it is. That it's coming out. That comes out. I probably should have done that already. That part's out. Oh, I don't like this one right there. I always have trouble with this pin. I don't know why. I forget what it is about it. I think this whole thing across gotta come out. Yeah. All right. I probably should have taken that out already. Yeah, fun times. Oh yeah, that one goes. Is it a hook around? Oh man, that comes. I think I need to pry that out. Like that. Pry in there. It's all gonna come apart. It's been a while. This thing right here is locked. That's my problem. I was trying to avoid dealing with that. That one, there we go. It hooks around. It hooks around that. And it goes in. Alright. And that goes right there. Let's get that on tape. Alright. That all sits just like that. And then this hooks around it. That goes around that. You guys see that? It goes around there, then it goes into there, then it bolts down to there. Alright, good to remember. This comes out now, I think. Yes. It's been a while. I think I gotta turn the key back to get that out. That went into lock. I think that's locked. That's moving more. That's moving more. I don't want that to just all fly out. That gotta move around. Then I think that pries out. It's just being difficult. That's exactly what it does. See, there it is. And good, we got it on tape. We're gonna have all bunch of hair on it now. No, it goes like this. Just for back reference. And that piece goes in across. This piece is up top. And that out. This is gonna come out too, most likely. And this piece goes back in there. Alright. It sits in there, it sits in there, it sits in there. Alright, we got you. We know who you are. Alright. This is probably gonna, that might stay. And I forget what. I think this just starts coming out. But there might be a couple more pieces I gotta get out. Like this might have to come out right there. I think that comes out. Maybe not, but maybe. And I think you just start pulling it at me. It's gonna get dirty now. feel like that's on there a little too. It comes out. Should use the correct size. Screwdriver. Now I just would be careful with those right there. I've had those come out on me before and then they went everywhere and it was not fun. Okay, I think that's it. We might have one. Oh yeah, that comes apart. If I have to, I'll just get another steering column. There's that in there too. All this stuff starts coming out, but you don't have to remove it, I don't think. I think you could just pull this back and get at those bolts. And that's what I'm doing right now. I might have one bolt or something holding me up because it's not letting go. Might be that, but I'm not sure. Yeah, that might have to come off from back there. So, but I think I just gotta mess with this a little until I can get it. Something is holding still. Alright, what I did was I just put the tilt back in and that gave me what I needed, I believe, to get this thing off. Now I'm gonna be careful right here. Kind of want to leave that up in there if I can. I just want to pull this back. Oh, beautiful. All right, watch out for the bearings. That's my recommendation. And just note where everything's at. It might have to come off. Look at those bolts. 1, 2, and the 3 and the 4 on the bottom. So I'm gonna just watch these bearings in the front. There's a back set too. So man, you really want to I really want to avoid messing with this. Last time on my Caprice, I had this piece come off and it took me forever to get it back on. I don't even know how I did. But it would be quite helpful if I could get this out of the way, all the way. I don't know if it's possible. I might have to take, I'm just trying to really watch for them bearings. Yeah, let's take that out. Goes like that. Goes around that. Those, you know, let's just do it back right now, just for fun, so we don't forget. It rides on those things. Alright, it's kind of hard to get back in, but that's what we're gonna do, just like that, when we go back together, alright? So actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I would like to leave that goes around the bearings. I would like to leave these bearings in there, but I'm just gonna keep a close eye on them. And I might try to give myself some more room with these wires. I can't remember if I dropped down the column. I might even have taken those bolts out. Don't you go messing around with me now. It'd be really much easier to get at those bolts. I might be able to get at them one at a time right here. And that might be what you want to do. But it would be a lot lot easier. Let me take this off. Let's see if that gives me any. I think those are connected. That not connected. All right, let me look for. I think I'm gonna. I think it's this that's in my way. But basically, the column. That's the column piece, so I think if I got that would definitely give me what I need. I don't want that slide on its own. If you could get that. It'd be way easier. So I'm gonna just keep going here. I'm not gonna cut any corners here at the end. I think those got to come out. They look like those. That's a 15, I'm pretty sure, and these are probably like 14s. I think they all got to come off. So I'm gonna loosen these ones first. I'm gonna take these ones out first, and I'm gonna drop the column. I think that's what we're doing. All right. I'm gonna hit up these 13s here. Oh man, there's a lot of stuff in my way here, but that's what's going on. There's 4 of these. Make sure go the right direction. Yeah, of course that thing is gonna be having something in the way. So bring a wrench or yep. That's gonna be difficult. Not really, but you know, nothing easy. Oh. Alright, so taking these out now. And then I'm gonna drop the column. I don't think I'm gonna be able to avoid that. Oh, I don't even think you guys are looking at it. Alright, let's get the 15 on it now. And the extension is somewhere. Not that one. Not a bigger one than this. And what's that? That's not a 13. I mean, that's not a 15. That's a 14. I don't know. Why don't they just stick with the same size on any of these GMs? I feel like that's a 13. Is it all 13 here? I guess so. Now this whole bracket should fall off. I mean, the whole column's gonna come down, but the bracket should go with it. wonder, do I even have to keep doing it? Yeah, just take it all the way off. Alright. I don't know if you guys can see anything. But let's keep it all the way off. I should have the power tools at me, but I don't. Oh well. Alright. That's off. That's off. Let's make sure I see the right direction of this piece, so I'm putting it in backwards. Alright. Now, the column should have came down. It kind of did. This whole piece should slide now. This whole piece, I mean, it probably won't for some. Oh, okay, it's sitting around there. Now, slide. All that just for that. Dang. Made me work so hard. Alright, now, you feel me? The problem is that, don't watch, there's bearings on the front, there's bearings on the back. And that's what happened last time, is it fell out on me. So, I'm gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I want to just get this thing over here off to the side. I just don't want to mess with it. Hopefully, there's enough grease in there to keep all them bearings in. Wow, so y'all see where I'm at now. This is not something to even play with right here. What I'm gonna do now is, one at a time, I'm gonna go get man, I'm gonna go get my E8 reverse Torx, and I'm gonna pull these out one at a time. And I forget if I even want to pull them out. I might just want to get in there with some, if it's really hard to do and you think you're gonna lose it or you can't get to it, you might just want to somehow get some Loctite over it on a stick or something, like a popsicle stick or something. Just put it in there if you have to. I'm gonna try to take these out one at a time, Loctite, put them back in. So let me go find my E8. We're there, you feel me? There it is. All four of them in your face. Took me a couple hours, but there's nothing else much going on here. And I haven't been going like at full speed, you know, taping. And I have to keep clearing out my camera because there's not enough space, so stuff like that, and it dies and I have to recharge it. So, and speaking of that, right now, low battery. All right, so next time I'll be back with the E8 and some Loctite. And there they go, right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That top one's pretty loose. That bottom one's still holding on decently. That top one might damn near re-out. Because remember, when I was pulling, I felt something. This is a situation where just go ahead and get your magnet out. I'll say, because it's not even a point. Look, that one I just pulled out. I'm gonna go clean it up. But it's getting reused. The threads might not be the best in there. Damn, that's crazy. That one just came out. Let's see if any of the rest come out like that. 2, not even in there. So you can see what the problem is. I don't think they came with Loctite from the factory. Look, that one's on there still, barely. Yeah, you stay where you're at. What about this bottom one? I think the bottom one's in there still. I didn't have long. Alright. So let's just work on these two right now. I'm gonna go clean them up at the wire wheel and find my tool and put some Loctite on them. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. I got the Loctite. This is the one I have. There's different colors of it. I'm just using what I got. This one's red. That's what's happening. I cleaned it off at the wire branch. I just put it on like that on the top. And as you spin it around, it'll get in there. So it's already getting in there on that one. And I'm gonna do the same for the other one. And maybe I'll do it just a little bit more on this one. We want that to lock tight. I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna put in one at a time here. And here's my E8. All right, let's go. And I probably need my extension here, would help. And make sure this is going the right direction. This E8 reverse torques, it's pretty good at gripping in there, so. Alright. So we're tightening this top one right here, number one. It told me I'm on low battery again, so I might just do this one right here. Wow, this is why I do this job right here, because it's like so gratifying. It's just 4 bolts, you know what I'm saying? It's just 4 bolts, and that's why the whole column is loose. Even, you see, I just tightened one all the way. So I mean, if you were really on some lazy stuff, you could hit that one up that I got. That I think you could hit that one from like not having to take all this off. But I'm not going this whole way for that. We're going all the way. So whatever the case, my steering column's not going to be shaking, but my high beams might not work. We'll try to get it all working. Nah, I'm just kidding, you guys. But in my past as a kid, I was definitely like, hey, what are these bolts? I guess I don't need them. And then like a couple weeks later, you go to hit your high beams or whatever. That was that one plastic piece. Like I told y'all, you got to like stick it up there with grease. I was like, I don't know where this came from, but that's how you learn. But now you can just watch YouTube. All right, so wow, we got 2 bolts. So there's the problem. Everyone with the wobbly steering column, that's it right there. It's not any different. Caprice, truck, Camaro. If it's a GM from them years and it's got that wobbly column, I kind of don't want to. You see that? It's not wobbling anymore. I mean, it is, but it's not bolted down. So let's get these last 2 out. And then it will be tight. It won't be done because I don't think I'm gonna put it back together right now, but it will be ready for me tomorrow, or maybe, who knows, I might get going on it tonight. But it's already probably almost 10 o'clock. Not that I can't keep working, but we'll see what happens. Let's see, this one wants to be all up in my way. Last one. Just come out. You know, stop. just be careful still at this point, because this was probably around the point back in the past when I knock a spring out of somewhere like that right there. You feel me? Stay where you're supposed to be. That right there is your high beam. You probably just knocked it out of its thing, but look, exactly, I sure did. But that's the high beam right there. You guys see that? How it goes into that plastic piece. This rod goes into that plastic piece, and that clicks like that, right? That's where your high beam. You see how I took it out right there because I got the magnet too close, and it's probably gonna happen again. But there it is, just so you guys know. Don't worry, it's it'll go back. Move that out the way, and we're out. 2 more bolts out and about. All right, I got all the bolts tight, and I put this piece back on. And when you're sliding it back on, just make sure you watch out for the bearings. You got bearings on the